Hi everyone. Sometimes the density between two bodies of water can be so different that it actually causes layers to form. And this is what happens in the ocean. Water coming out of the Mediterranean Sea is so much saltier than the surrounding water that it flows out and sort of sits and stays separate from all the surrounding water. What we have here in this beaker is salt water that I added even more salt to, and then added some yellow food coloring so I would be able to tell where that salty water was. Now I'm going to add some fresh water, water without any salt to it, by tilting this beaker on its side and pouring it down the side. Let's see if I can do this without breaking my camera. I don't think I can, so we'll pause. One moment, please. Oops. Okay, sorry about that. So what I just did was poured in some fresh water. I know it says salt, but it's not. It's actually fresh. And I poured that on top. Now, it doesn't look like it's separate at all because the yellow food coloring blended in. But I'm going to add some purple to this top layer. And you can see how the food coloring sort of goes down, but doesn't go all the way. In fact, it's bouncing back up some. So this is our layers of water. Formed by differences in the properties of the water. So we have our surface layer, which is fresh water that is warmish. And then we have our deeper layer, which is the salt water and is slightly cooler. And again, we see this in the ocean. Here's that Mediterranean water I talked about. The Pacific Ocean does the same thing. You can see we have Pacific deep water, which is very cold and very salty. And above that, we have Atlantic intermediate water, which is slightly less salty and a little less dense, so it sits on top. And the boundary between these two acts as a wall to weak swimmers and prevents things from the deep from moving up to the surface and can prevent things in the surface from getting down into the bottom.